Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
Phil and Rye on Listen Up. Rye, after some technical difficulties, thank you, KK. I can't believe this, Ryan. The first time ever that you're seeing me on a cell phone. So we apologize to everybody for the late game recap. I'm going to send it right over to Ryan because this has been one heck of a night already. I know Ryan is sick of it. He's not sick of the UConn Huskies, though. That's why he still has a smile on his face. Final score 85-51. Connecticut over UCLA. Ryan, I'm not too sure what the bigger headline was tonight. Now, we want to talk about South Carolina, but we won't. We'll be right back on here tomorrow, and hopefully, I will be back on my regular laptop and stuff will be running nice and cleanly. Ryan, 85-51 final. I don't know what was bigger tonight. The Huskies, dominant win, like always, it seems like nowadays, or UCLA is just that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think tonight it was really just UConn being dominant, but right out of the gates, I think UConn did a really good job to start the game on defense. Janelle Alfie did a fantastic job on Lauren Betts, denying her the ball inside for the most part, and UConn forced a couple early turnovers that allowed them to score some buckets in transition, and the Huskies were efficient from the floor pretty much the whole night, even from outside. They did cool off a little bit from the field in the second quarter, but their continued pressure on defense really disrupted the Bruins. And UCLA, they just looked out of sorts the whole night. They couldn't make any open shots from the outside, and all of UCLA's points were in the paint. And I thought the big separator for UConn was the points off of turnovers, and that AZ Fudd was just on an absolute tear in that first half. She already had scored over her season average, and the Huskies, they were just a more aggressive team and plus outpacing the Bruins. But you look at the numbers after the first 20 minutes, UCLA, they already had 13 turnovers, and UConn scored 19 points off of those. And AZ Fudd herself already had 19 points as well. And UCLA as a team only had 22 total points. So the Huskies already up a whopping 20 points at the break. And I'm sure a lot of people really can't believe how dominant UConn was tonight. I mean, winning by more than 30 points. I don't think hardly anybody could have predicted this score line, but the Huskies didn't really make a lot of mistakes. The constant defensive pressure the whole game, and pretty much the only way UCLA got points was from Lauren Betts inside the paint. But the Bruins turnovers, bad 3-point shooting really hurt them. But UConn just wanted it more. They played harder and faster and played a dang near perfect game on both sides of the ball. And it just seems like they have all the momentum now headed into this championship game. And I think if there's ever a time to do it, the time is right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about Paige Beckers, AZ Fudd, and Sarah Strong, I mean, Ryan, that's arguably the most dominant three right now in the whole country. And you go over to UCLA, yeah, that's just not going to get it done usually, most of the time. Now, UConn has ran off that recipe for a while in this postseason using Paige Beckers, that is. But again, Lauren Betts, 26. And after that, there's really, I mean, Kiki Rice with 8, but after that, there's really nothing to show for it. No disrespect, but and then again, Ryan, you look at the field goals, 38.5% for UCLA, and then the three pointers only shooting 25%, 4 of 16. Usually that's not going to get it done in March Madness. And I was talking to you about it earlier before we came on. And what at halftime, I believe it just looked like it was totally over. And I was shocked. Again, I think that this is a real true sign of just how good UConn really is. And I think that again, I go back to the other video. I think it would be foolish of anybody and a complete shame if you do not go with UConn to win it all. Again, in the last check-in that's coming up tomorrow, but we're not going to get into that talk right now. But Ryan, again, I don't think that UCLA is really that bad. I really don't. I think this is just a message to the whole country of how great UConn really is. And when I read you these comments, we're going to get into your favorite part of the show. I think some of this stuff may really surprise you. Let's go over to Jason D'Amico. He said, laugh out loud. I'm celebrating the Final Four on Friday by working. Uncle Sam never sleeps. Dear UConn, please forgive me. UCLA wins 71-69. The fact is, UCLA matches up really well against UConn, and they are well coached. They're going to clamp down on Paige and make it so she is not the one who beats them. AZ is struggling, and the odds on Caitlin and company having two career games in a row is small. I was hoping Aubrey Griffin would be more of a threat by now, but I don't think she is ready to make the impact that is needed. We desperately needed her to be healthy and game ready for this round. If I am wrong and UConn wins, it will be because Paige does something magical. I'm just not sure the coaching staff of UCLA is going to let that happen. Peace. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, tonight Paige Beckers really didn't have to do anything magical. I mean, it was really, I think Jana really starting it off on the defensive side of things, and I think really the whole team defensive effort really prevailed UConn through, and just that kind of led into their offense for most of the night. But Paige just did her thing, a casual 16 points tonight. But yeah, it was mainly the big three. Sarah Strong was nailing her 3-pointers. And like I said, AZ Fudd in the first quarter was on a tear. Almost everything she shot went in. So, but yeah, the defensive pressure and intensity was really, really nice to watch the whole entire night. Them nailing down, double teaming Betts. She's Lauren Betts still did her thing inside the paint, but it was just that nobody else for UCLA was able to hit any type of shot from the mid range, from outside. UConn just really dominating in the turnovers, the rebounding as well. And like I said, they almost played a perfect game the whole way through.
I love comments post game as well, pre game and post game. Giannis Press said, "Yeehaw! It's 4:30 a.m. in London, and we just woke the neighbors." As Sarah, Az, and Paige, backed up by Team KK, Caitlin, Jana, and Ice, comes through to keep the movie on track. Go Huskies! Your destiny awaits. Sorry, neighbors, not sorry. And Rye, that was after the dominant win over UCLA that puts UConn back in the championship game.
Well, we definitely appreciate waking up that early and watching the Huskies and joining us all the way across the globe. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's a very, very exciting time for all Husky Nation. In a little bit of a title drought, and it just seems like a pretty special feeling. So, obviously big one on Sunday, and now not a lot of time to celebrate this one, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a pretty special feeling tonight. I think UConn just had that feeling where everything it's been coming together since the end of the season. The Big East tournament and this NCAA tournament, really no bad games at all. A couple hiccups in a couple games every now and then, but it really just seems like this whole tournament, it's been coming together pretty nicely. And I think tonight was just a combination of all that stuff, and now it's just one more time to make it all happen.
Hats off to UCLA. Again, final score 85-51. Rye, let's get this video out and celebrate a little bit tonight. And Rye, I will see you. Sleep fast. I'll see you tomorrow for the last check in. Rye, it's going to get emotional because I never like to see it end, but for it to end this way, like I think it's going to, oh boy. I mean, what a magical ride it's been alongside of you. And again, 85-51, UConn over UCLA. And on to the championship game they go. Phil and Rye on Listen Up.